5 years ago, huh, I was so broke that if money saw me coming, it would cross the street and start swiping on Tinder just to avoid me. I mean, I didn't have a savings account. Instead, I got a weekly reminder from my bank about their overdraft protection club. They even threw in a keychain as their consolation prize. I mean, who needs financial freedom when you have a keychain, right? I used to think the solution was to work harder, wake up at 4 a.m., chug energy drinks until my kidneys felt like they were going to stage a walkout. You know, put in the overtime. But then it hit me. What if this hustle harder mindset was just a big fat lie? What if it was designed to keep us running on that corporate hamster wheel so we never stop and question who is pulling the strings? I mean, they never taught us in school about taxes or compound interest, but they made sure we could play the recorder. Nothing says financial stability like a solid rendition of hot cross buns. So I started questioning everything, and that is when it dawned on me. Maybe wealth doesn't chase hustle. Maybe it follows alignment. But how do I find alignment when you're starting from zero? No cheat codes, no sugar daddy, no lottery ticket. Just a decision to stop playing by their rules and start building a game that actually works for you. And I know what you're thinking, but I've been following the blueprint they gave me and it's not working. Yeah, well, join the club. I used to think I was the problem, not the system. I was loyal to a broken plan, climbing a ladder that was really just a fancy stepping machine designed to keep me stationary. I was out here trying to earn my way into overflow by taking money advice from people's whose retirement plan was a reverse mortgage and a prayer that Social Security won't go bankrupt. But then it hit me. Maybe I'm not failing. Maybe I'm just following the wrong map. They told me to follow my dreams, but forgot to mention those dreams meant working 40 years, retiring on half, and hoping my body doesn't give out before I can enjoy it. They said, work hard, it pays off later. But all I got was stress, debt, and a hairline that was waving goodbye faster than a magician's assistant. So I decided to stop asking and started asking, why isn't this working? And start asking, who sold me this garbage in the first place? And let me tell you, it's not your fault. You've been building from pressure, not principle. It's time to fix that. Now, I'm not sharing this from some 6-figure mountaintop with a latte in one hand and a ring light in the other. I'm building this in real time from zero. No investor, no secret cash stash, just a laptop, a little clarity, and a deep personal decision to stop pretending that I was the source of my own success. Because the first time I built a business, I thought I was killing it. 16-hour days, outsmarting people, outselling people, crushing it. If your definition of success is overworked with a side of anxiety. But when it all crumbled, I had to face the truth I didn't want to hear. I wasn't building from wisdom, I was building from pressure. And pressure can only get you so far until it turns you into a full time conspiracy theorist. So this time, no more pretending, no more performative purpose. I'm not building what looks good, I'm building what actually creates freedom. That's why kingdombusinessmindset.com exists, not as a polished brand, but as a digital paper trail of what it looks like to build in public from zero with actual principles that scale. The turning point for me was realizing that wealth doesn't chase noise, it doesn't chase stress or even talent, it follows alignment. But back then, I didn't get that. I thought if I could stay loud enough and busy enough, I would eventually get ahead. But I didn't understand that my energy was the signal, not my effort or my grind, my energy. I had to look in the mirror and ask myself, would I invest in the version I'm being right now? And friend, the answer was a resounding absolutely not. That guy was overcaffeinated, sleep deprived, and one minor inconvenience away from starting a podcast called They Lied to Us, just to cope with the fact that out of 12 years of school, they never taught us how to wisely handle money. Just go to work, sleep, pay your bills, and repeat. But hey, at least we got to dissect a frog in biology class, right? That's clearly the key to financial success. So I made the shift. I started guarding my words like they were the last few drops of water in the desert. I stopped complaining and started planting. I stopped asking, how do I get rich? And started asking, how do I become the kind of person wealth wants to find? Because wealth isn't just money, it's density. It's what happens when peace, clarity, and purpose compound. And let me tell you, $1 million over 40 years is just a slow drip survival plan with slightly better snacks. But $1 million compressed into 1 year, that's transformation, freedom, and leverage. I used to call myself cautious, but really, I was just afraid to move, afraid to trust, afraid to be seen starting small. But here is the thing. I thought success meant being the loudest guy in the room, the one with the slickest pitch and the most polished brand. So I tried to become that guy, the alpha entrepreneur, burning the candle at both ends, coffee for blood kind of guy. The only problem? I'm not that guy. I'm a deep thought at 2 a.m. and still Googling how something works kind of guy. And the more I tried to copy other people's paths, the more I felt lost on my own. I was doing all the wrong things for all the right reasons. I wasn't lazy or clueless. I just trusted a system that was never built to serve me because half of the stuff I was doing, I didn't even believe in it. Funnels that felt fake, messaging that felt forced, value ladders that led to nowhere but burnout. And when it didn't work, I didn't question the model, I questioned myself. Maybe I wasn't built for this. Maybe I, I didn't want it bad enough. Maybe I wasn't meant to win. But that wasn't true. I just hadn't found alignment yet. Now I'm keeping it simple. If it doesn't create peace, I'm not building it. If it doesn't scale while I sleep, I'm not selling it. If I need a fake smile to promote it, I'm out. Because I would rather aim small and hit than to aim big and build just another trap. And I'm done performing for platforms. I would rather post something real and teach 10 people than go viral for something that I don't stand behind. Most people teach work harder. Some people teach work smarter, but almost nobody talks about this. What if wealth doesn't come from force, but from frequency? I used to think success was a volume game. Post more, say more, sell harder. But what if that wasn't working? Double it. Double the content, double the hustle, double the self-doubt when none of it landed. But here is what I've learned. Your voice doesn't attract what you want. Your alignment does. You can have the best product on the planet, but if the energy behind it is scattered, stressed, and desperate, people will feel it, even if they can't explain why. People don't buy because you're loud. They buy because you're clear. And clarity isn't found in hustle, it's found in transformation. Because that's wildly inconvenient. Because when you just want to launch something and get paid by Friday. I once made a skit where I argued with my overdraft fees like it was a toxic ex. Thought maybe if I laughed about it, it wouldn't hurt so bad. Yeah, still hurts. When I stopped chasing viral and started solving real problems, everything changed. I didn't need to post more. I needed to mean more. Now, I'm not trying to become successful. I'm trying to stay faithful to the version of me that God already trusted with the seed. Because every time I stop chasing applause and start building from purpose, income moves faster. Not because I hacked the algorithm, but because I finally stopped marketing from a place of fear. And the truth is, transformation sells better than tactics anyway. I don't post for likes. I don't build for followers. I plant every word, every piece of content, every move I make. It's a seed. Because I'm not building for applause. I'm building something that lasts. And maybe that sounds too slow for this microwaved, instant drive through society. But last time I checked, God doesn't build on trends, He builds on trust. So if you're tired of chasing and want to start building with alignment, you don't need another funnel. You need a shift. That is what I'm documenting in real time at kingdombusinessmindset.com. No fluff, no filters, just the process, messy, honest, and fully in motion. And if nothing else, come watch a grown man emotionally reconcile with his overdraft fees. Because once you start living from the right source, wealth doesn't just find you, it follows you. And that, my friends, is the real conspiracy. That the secret to wealth was never about the hustle, but about the harmony. So, what's the moral of the story? I'm not entirely sure. But I know it involves less caffeine, more clarity, and a lot less pretending. And if you're still trying to figure out how to play the recorder for profit, well, I've got a keychain you can borrow.